call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, Ro?
Hey, Mr. Blaine Cooper.
Hey! How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, and I saw your, I went and watched your speech to John McCain, and it was off the charts, man. You did a great job.
If you go back and you watch that chemical attack on the children, they had video of it, the UN investigate. They used a recoilless rifle. I don't know if you know what that is, but it was an American-made weapon that they used back in World War II to launch ordinances, nuclear ordinances within a 3 to 4 mile range. And it was later discontinued because the fallout was too great at that distance. But you can go on YouTube and watch it, and when you compare the two weapons, it's an American-made weapon. And I went, well, how did they get a USA weapon to launch a chemical attack in Syria? I would imagine it's the CIA.
Wow.
Or something. I mean, how does terrorists in Syria get a hold of a weapon like that?
Right. That's a good point. And you know what just happened in the last 24 hours with Trump?
Another chemical attack.
Yeah, or Trump sent some war missiles over there or something.
Oh, yeah. So if you look, like the Free Syrian Army and all that, the people they're funding, that's Al-Qaeda and a few other factions that are mixed up together. They're actually, and they actually spawn back into ISIS, and that's why. That's what's funny because because that's why Russia's down there. Russia's trying to protect Assad from ISIS and help them clear out all them savages, and then you have the American government coming in there now because of the chemical attack, and this is what happened back in, remember when John McCain was trying to get intervention in Syria, we're like, hey, don't we have enough wars in the Middle East? I think we're done with that.
Yeah.
Get our, because we haven't made it any better, we're making it worse. And but anyway, you'll notice that Glenn Beck did a report, and you can go watch that video, it's on my Facebook or on YouTube, when they were eating the heart and liver out of the dead bodies of Christians and their enemies.
Wow.
And that was and it was called the Free Syrian Army. And those are the people that we're funding over there to overthrow Assad, because I would guess that we want his oil. Yeah. So if Trump is going in there and helping fund these guys now, then that's a direct conflict with Russia and pretty much World War III.
Yeah.
Russia's moving ships into the area now.
Yeah, there's a Mediterranean Sea and Strait of Gibraltar, and I mean, I'm not totally up on it, but it's all over.
I hope when people listen to this phone call, they research the stuff that I'm saying, because this is a scary scenario.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize that this war is being fought around the Mediterranean. And what's important about that, that's where the world's oil supply comes through, to the Strait of Hamas and all there.
Yeah.
And whoever controls this area is not only going to control the economies of the world, but will control the world.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important. This is World War III, but it's being fought differently.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's going to get nasty. Because Russia's wartime policy is, if we lose a conventional war, and they'll lose a conventional war against the U.S., I don't think they can beat them even remotely close. But Russia still has warheads that were scaled to like sometimes 20 to 50 megatons. So people 63 miles away are going to get third-degree burns.
Yeah.
And they're still very accurate. And even if America could stop 99.9% of the nuclear missiles that are fired from any given range, the 0.1% that are stockpiled can destroy the world 10 to 20 times over.
Yeah.
So it's a bad scenario. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to go full-scale nuclear war, but it is something that we should watch and be concerned about, because this meddling in the Middle East is not a good thing.
Right. Well, have you heard what Trump did in the last 24 hours? Are you getting any news feed?
I'm not. My wife told me that there was another chemical attack on kids, and that's why I was wondering, okay, did anybody get video of the weapon that was used to do that? Because if it's a recoilless rifle, that's an American-made weapon. And that's where they got the means to launch the ordinance. Where else would they get the weapon?
Yeah.
Unless they got it on the black market, but I'd have to imagine that the CIA is meddling in there, and they're getting it through the Free Syrian Army or somewhere in there, because America's funding them and giving them weapons to fight this war.
Right.
Which is basically a civil war for Al-Qaeda, or a civil war against Assad, because America wants to get in there and get the resources. You got to start thinking deeper. You got to think the war on terror was a perfect platform to get intervention into every country in the world, because anybody who is contrary to the beliefs of America is, in fact, terrorist. on the definition. Everybody's terrorist but America. Think about that. So, and you had Afghanistan. You had the poppy. The first thing they did in Afghanistan when they invaded was secure the poppy seed fields. And why is that important? Well, we have a heroin epidemic for one thing, so we have to fund that so we can get more government and lock more people up. Two, we have pharmaceuticals. People are hooked on Vicodin, Percocet, Prozac, Xanax, and other medicines through the pharmaceutical companies. Hey, you need those to make those bills. Plus, you have a huge lithium supply in Afghanistan. Just look up where all the resources are. I guarantee you'll see American intervention in all those areas. What happens is once these governments start to collapse, the people like George Soros and these other bankers and everything else, they're gobbling up the resources at pennies on the dollar. They're making billions of dollars, and they don't care who gets killed and gets destroyed in the process.
Yeah, no, you're right. And just to go back to the latest news, and this is all good points, and it sounds like you're really studied up on this topic, so I want to make sure you're filled in, but it wasn't that there was just another chemical attack on Syria, and there were people killed, which is absolutely true, but it looks like Donald Trump sent more than 50 Tomahawk missiles at the Al-Sharat military airfield about 8:45 p.m. last night. So there's been a huge response from the American military with 50 Tomahawk missiles. Now the headline on Drudge Report is that Russia warships are moving in. So
well, and now Trump said if Russia wants to bomb ISIS, let them, right?
Yeah.
So am I imagining that they're not going to allow Russia to do that anymore because Russia is there for Assad, correct?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so.
And so does that mean that Trump is going to be in direct conflict with Putin? Because I would imagine that Trump wants to overthrow Assad now, correct?
Yeah, I would think there's a conflict going on for sure.
How that works. Maybe I'm just too smart for this or something because it's just so easy to figure out what's really going on.
Yeah.
And that's a scary scenario. That is a scary scenario.
Yeah, it's.
But who knows? Maybe I'll get a chance to serve in the Marine Corps after all. They'll draft a bunch of us for World War III. I'll go fight. I don't care.
Well,
it's hard now that you know so much about it. They're locking us down. I'll have to call you back.
All right, Blaine. God bless. Bye bye.